It's about 10:30 at night here. Got off work earlier, had to pack, do some stuff at my house, and now I'm at the shop. Originally just came to unload and leave, and I was gonna go meet some friends, but they got tied up with some things, and so they actually just called me now, so I'm gonna go meet them now. So while I was waiting, I was saying, hey, might as well just get some stuff done. So, but I'm gonna get a lot done this weekend. I'm excited because I might be able to actually turn over the car and potentially start it. I got everything for my fuel delivery system except for my splice, my fuel pump splice or connector there. So I got to order that. That's like 20 bucks, but I still can probably wire everything and at least see if it'll start. So I'm just gonna get everything wired and put together and see what I can do, and hopefully at least crank it over. I need to get some transmission fluid. I got my my brake-in oil. I bought some brake-in oil from Summit, 5 gallons or 5 quarts. I got there, so it came in like a big jug. But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna get done, or what I'm gonna attempt to do this weekend, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna flip this camera around. So anyways, on the engine here, I got the intake manifold installed. I put all new coolant little coolant line, or whatever those things called, bleed valve seals on. I put brand new ones on there. Got all those torqued down, the intake torque to spec. I painted that intake, and that actually looks pretty damn good on there. Got all this new hoses is this hose is new because this was cracked, so I had to order a new one. All those fuel lines I made, and those turned out well. I gotta tighten those. I don't have them tightened down right now. Shoot, I got kind of a lot done in like an hour. But yeah, I installed my gaskets and all that on the intake, so that's good. So that's one thing knocked out. Oh, I got my ground strap. You can see that ground strap from the block to the firewall in the car, so I got that in. I'm probably gonna put another ground strap from the block to the frame, and then obviously from the battery to the block. That way I have 3 good solid grounds there as well. What else is going on? Oh, okay, so I'll show you what I got here. So I got this little oil galley barb here, and as you can see right down here, it's going to insert right there where that little oil galley plug is there. So you can use that plug to actually prime the motor. I've been doing some research on how this is going to work, or some ideas that I can do versus buying like a $200 priming tool for a one-time use. So I had did some research, and that's why I got this. So this is actually a half inch diameter, and I'm gonna buy some clear hose, and I'm gonna stick the hose over that, and it's gonna go to this. So I had done some research and seen a couple people had did it this way, and it seemed to work pretty well. So I got this little, I think they call it like a drill pump, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a drill pump. And what it is, it looks, I don't know if y'all can really see it. There's not a good picture of it. Let me see if I can open this up just real quick so you guys can see what it looks like. So that's my brake-in oil. Got that brake-in oil from Lucas there. Open this up. So that's a tube that it came with, and I'm gonna buy some more tube there, clear tube, for my brake-in. And it came with some of these fittings here. Hard to do this with one hand. Okay. So it looks like this, and it's actually a drill pump. So it comes with fittings, like hose end fittings, which are in this bag down there, if you can see them. And one part of the hose goes on there, and then the other part goes on the other end, so in and out. So this end here will actually, that hose will go in to this. So I'm gonna put it inside there with that oil. And this end here, when I buy the hose, is gonna go into this end, which is actually gonna screw inside that end. So I'll have a hose coming from there attached to here, going in and out through here and into the plug there. And here on this end, if you can see that little shaft, that actually screws into the drill. And what it does is as you spin it, it pumps up the oil out of the whatever you're pumping out. In my case, this. It pumps it out into here. And from my understanding, it works. It's kind of a slow process. You kind of gotta, you pump for a little while, like a minute or two. Then you gotta turn over the engine here. Pump some more, turn over the engine here, and you do that, you know, quite a few times. And I'll have these valve covers off, and then you actually will see oil start seeping out of the top of the rockers. And once you get to that point, you're pretty good. There's a good video on YouTube that kind of shows how a guy did it, and so that's what I'm gonna do. Shoot, that piece was $11, and it beats, you know, buying $150, $200, you know, priming kit, you know, just for a one-time use, at least for me, because I don't do these swaps all the time. So I'm gonna try that. Not gonna hurt. I hear that you can probably only get like 1 or 2 uses out of that, just because of it pumping so much oil, and you have to use it for a good amount of time. Sometimes it might kind of be only good for one-time use, but for, you know, $10, $12, I think I can survive. So that's my plan for that. So hopefully that works. What else? Again, I got that oil from Summit for like $40 or something like that shipped. Got my fuel sender here. This is part number FG156, and this is actually 156A, and this is actually a sender for a Grand National. And the reason why I got this is because the hat on top here, that circular thing that fits, that actually fits in my current fuel tank. I didn't buy a new fuel tank, and I know a lot of people do buy fuel tanks, and they buy them new and they're sumped and whatnot, and then those come with the bigger hats. But since I'm using my original fuel tank, up to like the late 80s, when they kind of started doing fuel injection, you know, the Grand National was one of the first fuel injected cars. They still used a small hat on top there, that circular thing. So, and then I think kind of towards like, you know, I could be wrong, but maybe early 90s to mid 90s, when, you know, like in the 94, 95 Caprices, the SS's, they came, you know, obviously fuel injected, and they came with the bigger hat. So I actually ordered that one, and it was too big, and I did my research and found out that this one will work. So I'm gonna use that one there, so that'll be good. Still gotta order the pigtail for it so I can hook it up to, so it'll be a nice clean look. Got my fuel pump, which is packed away in here in that box. I'm not gonna dig that out, but that is actually a Walbro 255. Was not originally the pump that I wanted to go with. I actually wanted to go with a DW300, which would have costed me, I think I found it on the low end for like 130, and I was gonna pull the trigger on it, but I'll be real with y'all, man, this is towards the end of my build, and it's really, I'm pinching pennies now, y'all. I mean, it's just it's just me, single income, and you know, between paying bills and things like that and dumping money in this thing, I'm really trying to pinch pennies, or I really am pinching pennies. I'm trying to save everywhere I can, but still trying to get the most efficient parts and good parts. I just don't want to throw anything at it, since I've, you know, kind of gone all out on it. So I did my research on that, and I actually went to Sloppy Mechanics wiki page, and he talks about the Walbro 255 and on that there, and supposedly it can support up to 400 horsepower, and really that's all I'm really trying to get out of this motor. So I think that'll be good for now. If I want to upgrade later, if I decide to turbo this or something, then I can get a DW300, or even Walbro makes a 400. and I think that was only like maybe $20 or $30 more. So, you know, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you're several grand into these builds, towards the end, every dime counts, y'all. So, and I'm sure most of y'all can understand that. So, but anyways, that's pretty much it. I mean, I just got little things here and there. Again, I'm gonna tackle the fuel delivery system this weekend. A few little things here and there. Put in the spark plugs. I already got them gapped. Wire them up. Throw my wiring harness on there. Oh, I gotta put my coolant lines in. I haven't got my radiator yet. I still need to order that. I'm gonna order a Griffin radiator from Summit. I'm actually going with the inlet and outlet on the same side. I was doing some research on that as well, and I really dislike that big old hose coming from here on the radiator all the way over. Then I don't know, man. I just think it looks kind of tacky. I mean, if I have to run it, I'll have to run it, but I did some research on a Griffin radiator, and when I get that, I'll post the part number on that. But it's aluminum, and it has both the inlet and outlet on the same side, and that way I can just run it right from here to here and be good. So I think that'll be a little bit cleaner look, hopefully. So anyways, y'all, that's pretty much it. I might have missed a couple things, but I'm trying to get out of here. That's my 305 over there, my Turbo 350. Supposedly a guy's coming tomorrow to pick that up. Trying to get 500 out of that thing. Well, I asked for more. He threw 500 at me, and I said, well, if you come pick it up, I'll take it. So that's $500 in my pocket. Hopefully that goes through, so wish me luck on that. And yeah, so that's about it. Gonna get up out of here. After this weekend, I'll make another video and I'll post my progress. All right, peace out, y'all, and have a good night.